right, YouTube, what's going on? My name is Trent with 80 Grade Sports. It is Friday, February 7th. We are 2 days away from Super Bowl 59 between the Chiefs and the Eagles down in New Orleans. Don't know who I'm rooting for. Obviously, I'll be watching, and we'll just have to see. Whoever wins, wins. Maybe come the second or the third quarter, I'll figure out who I'm rooting for, who I want to win. But just hope it's a good game. I think the other can speak for the other 30 fans of the other 30 teams that aren't in the Super Bowl. It's off-season time. The Bears, we've been on off-season time pretty much since the year started. Had some high hopes, but I think the ugly side of the curtain was shown in our offensive line and defensive line. We could not win the trenches. All year we struggled. We struggled to stop the run. We struggled to run. We struggled to pass protect. Now a lot of that, yeah, it's there's some Caleb holding the ball issues as well. Still very high on Caleb, just fine. But the Bears are my favorite team, so we're gonna do a lot of mock drafts this year. We'll do all kinds of them through using this PFF mock draft simulator. But for this first one, we're gonna hop right in. We're gonna do 3 rounds. We are going to use more of the PFF board here. So there's a lot of simulation we have to kind of tweak and try to make somewhat accurate. I want more accurate drafts. Like, we're not going to get Quinshon Judkins in the third round like some of these I've been doing have shown. So trying to tweak these as best as possible. So we're going to use heavily the PFF board. A very high care for positional value, especially given not a quarterback class at all. It's not a good year to need a quarterback. Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, we'll see. I don't really know. We'll see. It doesn't feel like it's going to work. Maybe, usually every year there's a quarterback or two that does work. Well, last year was an absolutely great time to need a quarterback in the draft. So care for positional value is going to be high. Draft for needs is going to be high. I don't want a whole lot of randomness here. So we're going to hop in. We're going to roll with the punches. Whatever happens, happens. It shouldn't affect what's on the board for the Bears a whole lot, I don't think. But let's go. Pick one. Cam Ward, Shedeur. There we go. Good start. Travis, yep. Abdul, absolutely. Mason Graham. This has been a pretty good. Okay, Luther Burden right there. Not sure. I think that's fine. I've heard Olave might get shopped there for the Saints. Anyway, let's look at the first 9 picks here. Cam Ward, Shedeur, Travis, Tet, Abdul Carter. I think we have to assume that the Raiders or not the Jags, who's another quarterback needing team. The Giants they're going to sign guys in free agency. They're going to try to find a bridge quarterback. So this is a pretty good looking sim here, and that leaves the Bears on the clock. I've heard some Ashton Genty talk, guys, and as a Bears fan, as a diehard, as a sports card collector, and yeah, it would be fun, especially under the Ben Johnson offense. And if we can prove to sign enough guys in the offseason, Trey Smith, please back up the Brinks truck for him. Chicago, Drew Dalman, I think he would be another good sign. I think that's our ideal scenario. We sign those guys, and if we do that, and Ashton Gent, yeah, I get it, but I don't trust that we're going to build the trenches up enough, especially in a draft where running back is deep. It is very deep now. Ashton Genty has set himself apart, but I think there's a lot of value here in the second and third round with running backs, to the point where I think the pick here is Will Campbell. Will Campbell, he's starter since day one at LSU. He's had a lot of games under his belt. He's still very young. I think he's still 20 or 21. He'll probably be 21 by the time he takes an NFL snap. The knocks on him are the arm length, especially at tackle. I was a baseball player most of my life, but my dad did play football at a high level. I played football. I understand the offensive lineman part. Anyway, the long arms does matter, especially in the NFL, and creating leverage, and that length is needed. That's fine. I like Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright. For that, we already have the Bears now. We need interior offensive lineman help, and I think Will Campbell profiles as a massive, massive upgrade to the interior offensive line. Whether he's center or one of the guards, don't know if we re-signed Tevin Jenkins. A lot of unknowns. I think Will Campbell's the pick here, and we'll find a spot for him. He's young. He might be a little raw. The NFL game still might be fast. I mean, it's yes, he played SEC football at LSU, which is why I'm very happy with the pick. Some of those linemen that come from a small school, I think, like if you scroll down, like Gray Zabel out of one of the North Dakota schools, it doesn't make as much sense because it's just a whole other style of football, SEC to the NFL. So I'll quit rambling. I think this is a pretty clear pick. Ashton Genty would be fun, would be sexy. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't be mad at it. I'd be happy with it. But Will Campbell is the make sense pick here. So we'll draft him and we'll move on. The Bears have the 10th, 39th, 41st, and the 72nd pick here in these first 3 rounds, which is what we're going to do here. Genty to the Bengals there. Genty to the Bengals. Kenneth Grant. Gray Zabel. The North Dakota State. There he is. He's still good. I know people are very high on him. Marion Hand. See, there's a little bit of work and randomness with PFF that doesn't make sense. I'm not an expert. Like I already said, I'm not an expert. I don't think the Eagles are taking a running back. Let's go see some of these other picks here. Where did Tyler Warren go? Let's see, Shermar Stewart to the Broncos. Warren, 14. Josh Simmons. Okay. I'd say for the most part, this shook out pretty well. Corner, Bucks. Sawyer, edge, that makes a lot of sense. Although that's Ohio State guy going to Harbaugh, that's funny. Kenneth Grant, that makes sense. Tyleik Williams makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'd say all in all, pretty good. Pretty good sim here. So the Bears on the clock, pick number 39. I love that we have this 39 thanks to the Panthers. And then I love that we have our 41 here. So, look, we've already gotten our offensive linemen. To me, coming up here, this is going to be edge or tackle, and I'm not mad at a running back here. I really like Caleb Johnson. Do I think the Saints are going to take a running back? No. So this is where I would probably go. I think there's a lot of good edge defenders here. I would probably go, if we were in this position, with Landon Jackson or Princely Uman Milan. I don't really know how to say his last name. I'm probably not allowed that do. I don't know a whole lot about these guys. I know Landon Jackson has a lot of length. 6'7", 280, a giant. Would pair well with Montez Sweat. The other option here that I would look at, Omar Norman Lott, a giant defensive tackle, 6'3", 315. We need to be able to stop the run. I think we can find better D tackles in the offseason, whether it's through free agency or even down the draft, just a guy that can plug up the hole. So this one's going to be Landon Jackson. 6'7", 280, very athletic, very lengthy edge defender. And, man, I think wide receiver, no. Omar Norman Lott, that's a possibility. Tyler Booker at guard. I'm taking this draft assuming that we get Trey Smith, praying we get Trey Smith, and or Drew Dalman. So I think if neither of those happen, then I think Tyler Booker would absolutely be the pick. However, I do think this is a great time to take the big, strong, fast Iowa running back, 6 foot, 225, still only 21 years old, Caleb Johnson. I think this would pair really well with DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, I don't hate. A lot of other Bears fans might hate. I think he's fast. He made some explosive plays for us this year. He can be a good outlet in the run game. He's not a first and second down back, and I think Caleb Johnson is, and I think that's where this pick makes a lot of sense. Caleb Johnson, Chicago Bears, lock it in. So we have to wait a while here before our next pick. We go to pick 72. So 4 picks in the first 3 rounds. I like that. With the way this year went, I was hoping for a little 9-8 season and maybe fancy a playoff be close to it, whatnot. Not even close. So when the season goes like that, you're mentally, it's really just okay. Let's just get the good picks here, and could have been better. I'm glad we beat the Packers in Week 18. Like I said, Quinshon Judkins for some reason shows up here in the 3rd round. I'm not saying he's going to be a first rounder or he's not going to be where Caleb Johnson is, but I think between where Caleb Johnson went and where we're at now, I think Cam Scatabo, that's fun. I don't know if teams are going to be as sold. I think he kind of, I wouldn't say a stroke of luck. I think he's a good running back, but I don't know if he's a long term answer for a lot of teams. So, what we've done already: tackle, edge, running back. I think we could try to go back to the trenches here. Isaiah Bond is still here. I really like Azariah Thomas, Kevin Winston Jr., some safeties. You know what? I don't hate either of these safeties. I don't know how many years Byard has left in him. Harold Fannon's still here. Deion Walker's still here. I think that's a guy that, yeah, he's listed as a defensive lineman. So interior 6'6", 345. I know he played a little like DN at Kentucky, which at that profile, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Man, Deion Walker, I would love that. I'm glad I saw that he was here. Especially with the Bears, we don't have a pick in the 4th round, which I'm just fine about. We're going to go Deion Walker here. And some other picks I wouldn't hate. I wouldn't hate either of these safeties. We need some help at safety. But I think the trenches are more paramount. And Deion Walker can go out there at 6'6", 345 and plug the run game up. Welcome to the Bears, Deion Walker. So this is going to round us out here. I'm going to speed up the sim just so we can get going. Okay. And that's all she wrote. Chicago Bears, first 3 rounds. Bears fans, how would we feel here? Let's see. One of my Knox PFF mock draft assistant is telling me should have drafted Tyler Booker instead of Caleb Johnson. I already outlined why we didn't draft him because I'm assuming we signed some guard help in the offseason. So there you have it. Will Campbell probably going to play guard for us. Big physical, lengthy end. Landon Jackson, Caleb Johnson, powerful runner. Deion Walker. I think that brings a lot of size to the Chicago Bears. We desperately need that in the trenches. Ben Johnson, can you do something with this? I hope so. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been fun. Going to be a lot of mock draft content. We're going to just do random teams and have fun with it. Don't have any expectations. So hope you don't mind hanging out, comment, like, and let's tell me how we did. Would you like this if you're a Bears fan, and tell me what team you might want to see next. Hope everybody has a great day. Looking forward to the Super Bowl, and stay safe out there. All right, we're out.